Yo, what's going on then, guys? It's your boy Ben Gregson or Dilemma YGO here. So I made a poll on New Year's asking what you guys would like to see on the channel, and it was a pretty overwhelming response. So you guys wanted to see deck profiles back on the channel, and this is something I've been working on for the last week or so. Obviously, the Swordsoul cards came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Swordsoul Zefra is like the best deck, well, the best version of Zefra." And personally, I do believe that to be true. But there was a lot of adaptation, a lot of things that I had to change and move about, and obviously the deck list isn't super refined, and I think there's a bunch of stuff you can do with the deck differently. But this is like my current list. Honestly, it's very, very subject to change. If you guys have any suggestions, obviously leave them in the comments down below. But I'm currently 13-1 in DB rated. I'm at like 600 rating at the moment. I started climbing again. I always climb at the end of the format now rather than at the start of the format. So I'll probably hit like top 100 with like specifically this deck over the last couple of days before the new list. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So for the hand traps, we're literally just playing 3 Ash, 3 Gamma. Originally I was playing a 1-of DD Crow to be able to search with Croc Oracle to deal with DP, because obviously we can't play Zefra Path in the Swordsoul version because the Swordsoul monsters summon tokens, and you can't summon tokens under the Zefra Path, right? So I had to find ways to sort of innovate the deck. And a 1-of DD Crow was something I considered. There was also a list I played where I played 4 different 1-of hand traps in the sideboard, which was specific for searching off of Croc, but also good going second regardless. So there was a Crow, a Meister, an Ogre, and I can't remember what the 4th one was. I believe it was a 1-of Lancia. But I've just transferred the sideboard. Sideboard's very different now. 3 Ash, 3 Gamma. Gamma's obviously there for draw, although the draw's not like super popular, it's still there for Ash and stuff, because we have a lot more stuff that can be Ash now, like our Oracles, our Emergence, our Terraformings, and our Providences. So there's like 9 good cards to Ash Blossom in the deck, and Gamma's like always live going second, so that's why I really like Gamma. Ash is obviously Ash. You can make an argument for playing Imperm in this slot, but the fact that it's a level 3 tuner is like super important for Zefra new lines. Then on to the Swordsoul cards. We're playing 3 Ecclesia, 3 Moe, 1 Tenyi, 1 Long Yuan. So the reason we're playing 3 Ecclesia is because it gets any of the other guys out of the deck, and also it's a level 4 tuner. So if you brick, you can like special this, pendulum summon this, and make a Fleur going first, which I think is like, or going second, which Fleur like forces an interruption, Zefra New forces an interruption, Zefra War forces an interruption. Like, a lot of these cards will give Zefra the pushing power going second to be able to actually OTK or push through a board. Like, there's obviously the line where you go Long Yuan, token, make Burrow into 4, burn for 12, and then like summon Shishao, and 28 plus 3k plus 12 is 8k, and you can kill them really quickly. And also Long Yuan giving you the additional burn damage is like super strong in OTK lines where Zefra can't usually OTK because you're playing Zefra and all you're doing is pendulum summoning Zefra to you every turn. So this gives you some very strong OTK lines, but we're only playing 1 copy simply because you need to see a worm. And outside of our like actual Swordsoul package, the 2 Vishudas and the Zefras, Long Yuan isn't actually that strong. The Tenyi is there for niche scenarios. Honestly, I prefer a second Tenyi over the Long Yuan if the fact that the Long Yuan couldn't summon Duke going second. So maybe there's some consideration to maybe playing 2 Mogi, 2 Tenyi. But like Tenyi sucks if you don't open any of the other Swordsoul cards, which is the reason it's at 1. Mogi is obviously the best one because you can normal Mogi, reveal a worm, summon Shishao. Shishao searches either Emergence, Blackout, or Long Yuan. Emergence is really cool in this deck, and I'll go over why. It searches any worm, which means it can actually search your opposite scale, which means you don't have to play as many 1 scales in the deck to be able to make your Zefra New engine roll, which is like super, super strong. And then we're also playing 2 Vishuda. So originally it was 1 light, 1 dark, 1 earth. Totally incorrect. I played 1 light, 1 dark, 1 earth, 1 water. That was slightly better, but honestly I consider playing 2 water over even playing the earth one. And then I settled on 2 Vishuda, simply because Vishuda is an additional worm that Moe can reveal. It's an additional worm that Long Yuan can discard. Its interaction going second. Well, it doesn't actually do anything on your opponent's turn, but it forces back row, and Vishuda alone just like forces so much shape. It's unreal. So that's why Vishuda's in the deck. Also, it's level 7, so you can like summon Vishuda, summon Ash, make a level 10. You can go summon Vishuda. If you have a Gamma on board, you can make like a Chow thing. There's a whole load of like other lines which makes this card insane. Then the Zefra cards. The Zefra lineup is slightly smaller than usual. We're playing 1 Thuban, 3 Wrath, 3 Numi, and 3 Raxi. Sorry, Zefra New, not Numi, my bad. So you just want to play the bare minimum Zefra cards that allow you to get to an Omni-Gate on top of the Swordsoul board. Like, you want to make the Swordsoul board, and then you just don't want to die to droplets. And that is the entire concept behind this deck. It is just a stronger Swordsoul deck, in my opinion. It has a bit of a lower ceiling. Like, your ability to push through stuff is a little bit weaker, but your ceiling is so much higher going first. Being able to access, like, a Counter Trap Lost Blackout, and then, like, Chow Feng, or Baron Chi Shao, Blackout, Divine Strike. Or there's boards where you end on, like, Zefra New in the extra monster zone, Chi Shao Blackout, and then you get to search Zefra War. Like, it's ridiculous. And also, obviously, the emergence allows you to access, like, all of this pretty much outside of Zefrath. But you are playing, technically, 10 copies of Zefrath, and usually you do get there. Then it's the 3 Oracle, 3 Providence, 1 Divine Strike, 1 War. War's something I've been tampering with. And obviously there's no 9 Pillars. 9 Pillars is in the side deck because it sucks going second. And I'd just rather it be in the side for when we're going first, and we need to guarantee out droplets and all those cards. So it's a 40 card main. Honestly, the main's really solid. Like I say, the only thing I consider is maybe bumping Tenyi up. Maybe playing a card like Talents or Prosperity, but those are all like in the works, things I'm working on. The hand traps can be changed. Obviously, the one-off DD Crow is something I'm still considering. Onto the side deck, triple Lancia, triple Cosmic. This is for anti-spell fragrance and Imperial Order. If you're not playing these cards in your Zefra side decks, please do. You're not playing Twin because you don't want to discard any cards, but you're playing Cosmic because it outs anti-spell and Order, and it's chainable, and it's super important. Please play it. 1 Harpies, 2 Mystic Mine. We're playing the Terraformers, we essentially have 3 copies going second against Birds. Triple Evenly, 1 9 Pillars, 2 Solemn Judgment. Honestly, super standard. And then the extra deck is where things get a little spicy. So we're playing Dragite, Baron de Floor, 1 Baxia. This can be 2 Baxia. I'll explain where this cut can be made. Chow Feng, this is cuttable. Draco Berserker, Ravenous. Honestly, Ravenous is cuttable. You don't need to do the Croc Oracle stuff to stack things as often in this version. This is totally cuttable. But it's Zefra, right? So you kind of want to play the thing that makes the deck what it is. 1 Ruddy Rose Dragon, also cuttable. This was originally a Crimson Blader, but Ruddy Rose is here. Ruddy Rose has been quite good. I played against a dinosaur player and blew him out. Very, very cool. 2 Chi Shao. There have been versions I've only been playing 1 Chi Shao, and it's been completely fine. But I find when you get into grind games, the second Chi Shao is like super important, which is why I'm playing it. The 1 Duke. 1 Shen Shen. I cannot explain how many times Shen Shen comes up. Shen Shen is a floodgate. There is a reason the virtual world is so strong. Shen Shen against Birds is high-key ridiculous. Shen Shen against the Tri-Brigade deck. Shen Shen against the Swordsoul deck is really good. Like, Shen Shen in general is really powerful, and it isn't utilized enough, especially when you can back it up with negates. Shen Shen is absolutely insane. The 1 Yazi. Yazi's obviously really good. Yazi can summon your Zefra New from the deck and you get a search. Really cool. And then the 1 Gravity Controller to free your MZ when your Zefra New gets stuck there. The 1 Monk for Vishuda. And then the 1 Shaman for when you do lines with Tenyi to be able to go into Baxia. Then Baxia pops and you get where we're going. So that's going to be it for the deck list. If you guys want to see some replays, let me know in the comment section down below. Welcome to the Dilemma YGO channel in 2022. I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and it's been your boy BODE or Dilemma YGO here, signing out.